In the last 5 years, I've gone from being homeless, which is something a lot of people don't know about me, to playing professional hockey, to being able to work with, train, and meet some NHL players and just some amazing people. And coaching is what I do for a living now. Growing up, I had an amazing family. I had every opportunity. They couldn't have loved me any more than they did. I grew up in a small town in Longmeadow, Massachusetts. And, even with the best opportunities and growing up where I grew up and the family I grew up in, I could never get my head to slow down from a very early age. The best way I could describe what it was like being in my mind was there was constant noise. I had a lot of fear, anxiety, and self-doubt at times. If you've ever been out driving in a rainstorm and all of a sudden when you go under the bridge, it gets super quiet for a minute. You didn't even realize how loud the rain was until you come back out on the other side, but that split second of peace was what I was searching for my whole life. In chasing that, I ended up losing everything. The relationships that I had with my family, my friends, and I mean, they're all here today. Everyone still supported me, but I was basically just dying in front of everybody, and I was just focused on myself and making myself feel better. And all the actions that I took to try to get rid of that feeling, a lot of things worked, but it was just temporary, or it ended up coming with some heavy price tags, and the actions that I took caused other people pain. And I hated the person I became, to the point where I didn't care if I was alive or dead. I was randomly driving by one day out in Westboro, and I ended up driving by a rink, and for whatever reason I had my gear in my car. And I just walked in and I was like, hey, is there any leagues or any skates or anything? And they were like, yeah, we have an open skate right now. And it was the first time in my life I had nobody on the ice with me, and I just fell in love again. I had a whole big sheet to myself. I didn't have, my anxiety and stress, and I was like, wow, I love this. Why did I ever stop doing it? Because it was my first time skating in years. I basically just started skating all the time and ran into people. I always kind of chat with people, and ended up, one of my friends, Jared, he told me about this pro tour out in Sweden and Finland, and I was like, hey, I know the guy, so I'm going to send him your info. And Neil brought me out there, and I got to play a little bit in the pro tour. I sucked. But it was enough to give me more confidence in the path that I was on and where I was going. And then I ended up going back and playing a little bit in the Fed League. After a few games, that's when I ended up just saying I need my spine surgery. My back just got to a point where I really could hardly walk. I had 3 disc herniations. I'd get the pain all the way down my legs, and I had a few other injuries as well, my ankle and wrist, and they were kind of debilitating me. And I'd been working so hard up to this point to get where I was at, and I kind of got lost for a little bit at some point. I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I've been working to be a hockey player, and I can't play because I'm destroying my body. I got into coaching over at a company called Shoot to Score, and I had some incredible opportunities there and experiences. I got to help train all kinds of players, from 6-year-olds to NHL players, and be a part of going to CCM into their shooting lab in Montreal, and travel all over coaching players all over the world. I'm so lucky that I have a job where I can help people and see people change and see people become more confident in themselves. The main reason that I decided to start this video is just to try to give people hope. The biggest thing that changed for me was really just my perception. I always had everything I needed to be happy and to have a great life. I just couldn't see it. I've lost so many people over the years, the last 10 years or so. Overdoses, suicides, people that I care about, people that helped me, that I don't know if I'd be here if it wasn't for them. And there's always hope and help, and if I can kind of go from where I was 5 years ago to where I am today, I think anybody can do anything. You do have to work, you got to work hard, and you got to know what you're working for, more importantly. if my message helps even one person, that'd be great. I think that time is the most valuable currency we have. It's the only thing that once you've spent it, you can't go out and make more of it. And I know exactly how I'm going to spend my time. Helping people has been what has helped me. It keeps my heart full and it keeps me happy.